Welcome to my review of one of the most popular browser MMO games of all time, Runescape 3. Runescape 3 isn't exactly the third Runescape game, but it's the third iteration of Runescape. Runescape 3 was released in July 2013 following the Evolution of Combat update from 2012, which changed the game forever as it was very controversial. This later led to the birth of an older, separately playable version of the game called Old School, also known as 07scape, which was released in February 2013. I hope you all enjoyed the little history lesson, but let's get into this review, shall we? Once you create your account for the first time on the RuneScape website and log in, you get a character creation screen. Now in this screen you can do two things. The first is you can choose your mode. You have normal mode, Iron Man mode and hardcore Iron Man mode. Now the normal mode is the standard RuneScape experience. The Iron Man mode is the RuneScape experience, but then you have to do everything yourself. You can't trade or you can't use the Grand Exchange. And Hardcore Iron Man is the same as Iron Man mode, but you only have one life, even though you can buy more lives further on in the game. Now at the character creation screen you can also customize your character's appearance, but it's a bit limited. Now do not worry, as you can change everything later on in game. Now when you log in for the first time with your fresh account, you get to this area called the Tutorial Island. Recently, RuneScape has brought back a remastered version of this well-known tutorial island to RuneScape 3, which is the area where you learn the basic skills of RuneScape, and it still has that nostalgic feel to it, even in the remastered version. After the tutorial, there's a system called the Path, which is simply put a series of 7 tasks aimed to teach the new player the basic skills of RuneScape. You automatically get sent to the first quest of your RuneScape journey after completing the tutorial called the Blood Pact. Now the Blood Pact mini quest or quest is a very short quest that teaches you a bit about the combat system for ranged magic and melee. Now RuneScape 3 is a free-to-play game, meaning that if you wanted to play the game entirely for free, you could. And of course you can have hundreds of hours of fun in the free-to-play world, but at the end of the day, you're really limiting yourself from the wonderful and venturesome experience called membership. Membership unlocks the entire RuneScape world, giving you access to the members-only areas instantly. Now some high-level areas are blocked off until you meet the skill or quest requirements to access them, like the elven city called Perfidinas, but that's just that. Membership also unlocks the 10 member skills that you can only train to level 5 in free-to-play, exclusive members-only minigames, and it unlocks 184 more compelling quests for all you lorehounds out there. However, this comes at a price. Or does it? You can buy membership at a starting price of €9.50 per month or $11 US. If you do not want to spend any money, you can buy membership with your hard-earned in-game gold by buying bonds. Each bond can be converted into 14 days of membership, or alternatively into treasure hunter keys for bonus experience or rune coins to buy the freshest cosmetics from the Solomon's General Store. Now the great thing about bonds is that you can buy bonds in the free-to-play world as well. So you can start out by playing RuneScape in the free-to-play world and working up to your first bond to get started in the members world without spending a penny. RuneScape also has a loyalty system for players that have membership for extended periods of time, and you earn loyalty points which you can then spend in the Solomon's General Store on cosmetics, auras which boost certain aspects of skilling and combat, and much more. RuneScape is based around training your skills up. Free-to-play players have access to 17 skills while members have access to all 27, including the elite skill called Invention. It would take me far too long to explain every single skill in this video, but I can place them into categories. Combat skills like magic and ranged are trained through killing monsters around the world of Gielinor. Gathering skills like mining and woodcutting let you gather ores and logs to sell or use in the artisan skills like smithing or fire making. Support skills help you during your adventure by letting you access shortcuts with agility, or by letting you access special dungeons with the dungeoneering skill. Now for every skill that you train you have a max level of 99, with dungeoneering, slayer and invention having an exception of a max level of 120. This does not mean that you're limited to training a skill to 99. In fact, you can train all the way to 200 million experience, being the equivalent of 16 times the experience of a 99. Now for every skill that you train you of course have rewards besides the use of the skill itself. At 99 you can get a skill cape that has a nice perk depending on the skill and lets you show off your achievement. For even more dedicated players you have the Master Skill Cape, which you can get at a virtual level of 120 in each skill. being 8 times the amount of experience of a regular 99. You also have expert skill capes, which you achieve by having 99 in a certain category of skills, and you can also receive a cute little skilling pet for each skill randomly by trading it and getting it as a drop. If you're a very dedicated player and achieve 99 in every single skill, you unlock the max cape. And for even more dedicated players that complete all quests, do a lot of challenges and much more, you unlock the completionist cape. On your journey through RuneScape, you might find that one skill in particular isn't unlocked. This is the elite skill called Invention, which you can unlock by getting level 80 in smithing, divination and crafting. With this skill you can add perks to your weapons, armor and tools to benefit your character or account. With the Evolution of Combat update, combat in RuneScape 3 can be very engaging and intense, whether it's farming puny monsters or defeating intimidating bosses. Newer or returning players might be a bit overwhelmed with the new combat system as it's a lot more in depth than you think. The basics can be learned by attending the Combat Academy in Lumbridge, and there isn't a set in stone best combat style to use in the game, but I suggest you try out all 3 and eventually you'll come up with your favourite combat style, and I suggest you focus on that particular style first. Now if you're no fan of the Evolution of Combat update in RuneScape 3, you can always choose the Legacy Combat mode and get a bit of that nostalgic feeling into the game, even though EOC mode is superior compared to the Legacy Combat mode. If you love lore and adventure, RuneScape questing is the way to go. Quests are essential for any player in RuneScape, as some quests can unlock the locked areas or special abilities and prayers to help your account in both skilling and combat situations. To some players, questing can be seen as a massive grind, however, me being one of them. As I'm not into the lore of the game, but if you are, well then you're in luck. If you complete all quests, mini quests and some other requirements, you achieve the Master Quest cape, which shows your dedication to the lore of the game and is rarely seen in game as it's one of the least achieved master skill capes. Now minigames are a thing in RuneScape, but personally I do not find any of the minigames very interesting and only play them whenever I require bonus experience in a skill, and even then it can be quite hard to find a large amount of players playing most of the minigames, as the majority of the minigames are inactive or considered dead, and this is a big downside to a part of the game, but it is what it is, I suppose. Now there's too much information to cover about clans in one video, but clans are amazing to socialize, organize events or attend events with, and you can join a huge amount of clans on the RuneScape website. Some are elitist clans that don't want lower levels in their clan and have requirements, but there are enough clans that are happy to accept a newer or lower level player. Clans can be used to make friends, and you can get bonus experience from a clan avatar, and you can have a clan citadel. There's so much you can do with clans, and all in all I think it's an amazing thing that's in the game, and you should use it and you should join a clan. If you're a newer player or a veteran, it doesn't matter. Now RuneScape 3 has decent graphics. Not impressive by any means, but the NXT client RuneScape introduced a while back makes the game look more colourful and the reflections are more prominent than before. Gameplay is very smooth and almost every system can run the game just fine. Even mediocre computers from the last decade can get the job done. The game can be very addicting and have you playing hours on end, but it can also be repetitive if you have to grind over and over at the same spot to level your skills. The game isn't for everyone, but if you are looking for a game you can pump enormous amounts of hours in while listening to a podcast, AFKing while watching a movie, or even just sweaty efficient grinding, then this is the game for you. Now a while back RuneScape introduced the sky filters options, and they are very cool. I personally love them and use them all the time and switch around, but you can change an area, the lighting and the terms of the looks of it entirely to your preferences pretty much. So you can have a dark area suddenly being light, or a dungeon being given daylight and stuff like that. It's really cool. You have to check it out for yourself if you are interested in that. Recently this has been a very controversial topic, but I'm just going to ignore that for now. RuneScape has quite some microtransactions and they have caused some uproar in the community lately, but they don't really affect you as a player if you do not spend any money on them. Some of the microtransactions include bonds, rune coins, treasure hunter keys and recently rune pass. You get a free treasure hunter key every day, and you get 2 if you're a member and 3 if you buy or have bought the silver or gold Premier Club membership packages around the start of each new year. You obtain rare and lucky items from Treasure Hunter, but most of the time it's lamps that give experience, or the so-called prismatic stars that give you bonus experience in a skill. Often there are Treasure Hunter promotions that can get you more bang for your buck, but it's still not overpowered or remotely close to pay to win, as a YouTuber once demonstrated by paying $13,000 in microtransactions on Treasure Hunter by maxing his account the fastest way possible using microtransactions. But let's leave that topic behind. Rune coins can be used in the Solomon's General Store to purchase cosmetics like armor, weapon overrides, and recolors, effects, and emotes. Now, bonds can be bought and sold on the Grand Exchange to other players for money, which does bring in a kind of real-world trading issue in the game, but I don't think it's an issue. Some people think it is. You can legally buy Runescape Gold, and that could be seen as overpowered or pay to win, but yeah, that's an opinion. Now, it's really hard to explain this game to you as there's so much content in this game, and there's so much time you can put into RuneScape. RuneScape is an amazing game on its own, and you can't really compare it to anything out there except for maybe old school, but that's pretty much RuneScape as well. So if you have a lot of free time, or you think you can play this game for a long time, this game is an amazing way to have a great gaming experience and an RPG feeling, whether you like questing, killing bosses, doing raids with friends, socializing, or just chatting at an event like the beach. This game has it all. It has combat, skilling. You can do all kinds of things. There's so many different quests. There's mini games like I, mentioned before. As you know, I mean, yeah, it's hard to summarize this game. So, if you like RPG games and you've maybe even played WoW, also known as World of Warcraft, you can give this game a go. It's pretty damn good. I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. You know, the few cons that the game has, it really does make up for. Now, you have the somewhat toxic community sometimes. There are quite some scammers out there, and it does take a lot of time, like I said, which can be a big con for some people. But I think the game makes it up for that, and I really think you should give it a try no matter who you are. This is a very good RPG game or browser MMO. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the review or found it helpful, and this is the end of the review. If you're unsure on what to do or you need some help with RuneScape, I have a huge amount of guides on my channel, which I'll link in the card section, end screen section, and description below. Catch you guys later. Peace.